Welcome to Earlville Library District's Mystery Crafts for Summer 2022, Week 5. Today, we're going to make a flip calendar. And our flip calendar is going to start in July 2022 right now, so you can start using it right away. And it will run all the way through June of next year. So you'll have 12 months to work with, and you can start right away. You can see I'm showing you some of the different designs that I'll demo, and you can set it right up on your counter and flip through the months all year long. Let's get started. Included in your packet to complete today's project, you'll have 12 patterned scrapbook pages. Those are 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. You'll have 12 solid cardstock sheets at 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches, a full sheet of black cardstock, a glue stick, some tacky glue and a little squeeze bottle, some assorted seasonal confetti, some assorted scrap paper, calendar sheets for each month, die-cut images for each month, and 2 metal binder rings. The supplies that you'll need that are not included are some scissors and some markers. Go ahead and pull out the envelope that has all your months in it and dump those out so that you can find them easy when we're making each month. And you can set those aside. You should have one for each month, and then I think there's one duplicate because the negative and the part that you were supposed to use was gonna work, so I thought you could choose. So you've got maybe 13 instead of 12. And then grab your stack of paper, and I do have these set up so that they should fall one right after the other in the order that we're going to create them. So if you separate the small ones from the big ones like I did, you should be able to take one from each side, set it on top of each other, and that's your first month. Now also there is a front and a back to this, so if your holes don't line up, turn one of the pages over and there is a right and a wrong way, so make sure you line everything up before you glue anything down. Also, you can put these in any order. This is just the order I did, but I recommend planning it out before you get started so that you make sure you have an even number of little pages to big pages. So to start off here with July, I've got the blue on the inside and the white on the outside, all lined up ready to go, and I'll show you the layout that I planned for this month. Like I said, feel free to be creative, use any of the supplies we've included and maybe some of your own to make it unique and yours. But the first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and color I printed all the months in white, so you'll have the freedom to color them as you see fit. I used red and just colored right over using kind of the side of the marker so I can go a little farther faster, and put it on a scrap paper, which is just my envelope that the project came in so that any bleed over wouldn't get on my project, and colored my July red. I included a fun chunk of scrap paper so that you can be creative here, but for my project I used white as my backdrop. So I put glue all over the back of my July month and then pressed it just anywhere on some white scrap paper. And then I cut it out right up along the edge of that red border so that you'll just see the white poking out for the July words and then the flag bit and the stars. That'll help it stand out a bit against the dark blue backdrop of our calendar background. Once it's cut out, you can go ahead and you can do this at any time, glue that background back onto the white background and start placing your accessories. I like to plan out my design first before I glue anything down, just so I can make sure it all fits and stuff like that. So here I just kind of organized the things the way I like done. Go ahead and grab your sheet that has all the calendar pages on it, cut out July 2022. And then for each calendar, I used black as a background for the calendar, the actual dates. So I just stick it in the corner and then cut it out, making sure to leave a little border so it stands out a little bit. So that's my arrangement here, and I'm not going to glue it down on camera, but you'll want to glue it down, and I really enjoyed using that little squeeze bottle of tacky glue. I found that did a really good job at holding all the sequins into place. And with the help of movie magic, everything is glued down and dried and ready to go. So set that aside and we'll move on to the next month. For August, you can see I'm going to grab those stacks again, take the first off of each stack, glue the small one on top of the big one, and then we have a nice August backdrop for the next part of our calendar. I'll let you know here that everyone's packets may be slightly different in terms of the patterns and the different scrapbook papers that you received. They all should be like fairly similar, palm trees for palm trees, that sort of thing. But you might have a slightly different pattern than I have in my demonstration. So be creative with whatever is in your packet, but they should all fit together relatively similarly. So I've colored August blue, and now I found a fun beachy striped scrap in my scrap packet to use as a background for this month. So I glued it on top of the nice pattern paper, and I'm cutting it out, and that'll help it, just like July, stand out a little bit against that busy palm tree background. Like I said, yours may be slightly different, and that may continue month to month as we go along. I need to cut out my August 2022 calendar dates and glue them on with a black border on that piece of black construction paper or cardstock that we included, and place that down. Again, I'm just placing everything to get an idea, and then I'll glue it down at the very end when I know everything will fit. Next thing I'm going to do is sort of eyeball, measure out a little rectangle for embellishment that I'll place on my calendar as a little divider. I found some pink that I thought would be a nice complementary color, but you can use whatever color you like. I grabbed some more of that embellishment color from the August, cut out a smaller rectangle to make a layer on top of it, and then I just had some fun with a tiny little square, two little square shapes, and then I turned one on its side like a diamond, and then I could lay my fun. I picked the beachy seashell looking sequins from my assortment and decorated August with those. With a little movie magic and my original demonstration, you can see it all glued down nice and in place. Set that aside and we'll move on. The next two sheets of paper, your small and your big papers, should be for September. We got an orange background with a sunflower front. Glue those together in place. And then for my September month, I colored it brown. I thought it would complement the sunflowers. And I used a strip of dark navy-ish blue as my backdrop for September. And flip it over, glue those to each other, and cut them out just like we've been doing. And we're ready to lay that then on top of our September calendar page as we plan the rest of it. Gotta cut out the September 2022 calendar dates and glue them onto the black cardstock, leaving that border as we are pretty used to by now, and get that ready to go. I like to do that kind of as soon as possible because I have to leave room for that, so I don't want my decorations to get so out of control that I don't leave room for the calendar dates. I cut a really thin strip of blue just for an added embellishment and stuck that perpendicular to the September month cutout. A few fun fall leaf confettis, and we're done with September. And now we're here in October, so pick the next two pages off of each of your stacks and glue those together for this. And everything from here on out is going to run pretty much the same way. Find your next two base pages, cut out your appropriate calendar and month label, decorate, make sure you include the dates, and you're ready to move on to your next card. So I'm just going to let you watch. I'll stop jabbering, and we'll see you when we're ready to put it all together. Once you've got all of your months decorated and dried, you'll want to put them in the order that they're going to need to sit in your calendar. So for me, I'm just working backwards because I made them all month by month. But if you went out of order, just make sure they're all rearranged and back in a good working order before we join them together. Make sure they're in a nice stack and all your holes are lined up. And then you can grab those 2 metal binder rings we included in your packet. And we're going to open each one of those up, see here in a minute, and feed the open end through the holes in our calendar, the whole stack all at once. You kind of got to push them apart and then open them. And we're just going to feed them through the back holes there and close them shut. They click a little bit to stay in place. Do that on both sides. And once you do this, you have a calendar. Now the pack is so thick, there's, like 24 pieces of cardstock plus all the embellishments, that it actually stands up on its own. So we didn't need to make a stand or anything for it. And that's what you see here. Our calendar, our flip calendar, just sitting there on its own accord, ready to be used. You can put this anywhere. You need to know what day it is. Thank you so much for watching. We've only got 1 week of summer crafts left here at the library, so be sure to check that one out. If you've made this craft, we'd love to see pictures of it or bring it on into the library. We're happy to take a moment to admire your handiwork, and we like seeing that you guys are making and enjoying these projects at home. Go ahead and check out all of our other fun videos we have here on YouTube. We've got some podcasts. We've got crochet videos if you're into crochet, and we have a bunch of past craft videos that you can easily make at home with supplies maybe you already have on hand or can find pretty inexpensively at places like the Dollar Tree. Don't forget to stop into the library and participate in all of our other fun summer reading happenings like our weekly giveaways. It's a new giveaway each week during our summer reading program that you can enter by checking something out. We got kids programs going on and a book club here at the end of the month. If you're interested, ask a librarian, and we'll see you next week for our final summer reading craft of the summer.